people seem to care quite a lot about how well I'm doing or if I'm not doing well. So, you know, I thought may as well do this video. So before we get into it, I would like you to know that this graph is without rake. But essentially, I did record pretty much most of my results in Poker Tracker for the year. But whilst I was in Bali, my laptop broke and I had to get it fixed. And unfortunately, just everything got wiped on it. So yeah, I'm going to have to do my results in here. And yeah, I did have a few people in comments say that I can request my hand histories from GG. But I did actually do that. And they still said that the maximum I can get is 3 months. So yeah, we'll just have to go for this graph for the results video. So you can see we started the year off fairly well. I mean, we were kind of running quite well. So I was running about 20k above all-in EV. And then this is where we really start to do well. I mean, like with rake as well, that period at the start would have probably just been, I don't know, break even maybe. And if you were going by all-in EV, we would have been losing money. But then we get into this period here where we have a nice smooth incline, again running nicely above all-in EV, which I mean I like to see, some people won't. Then we had a period around Marchish time, I think, where we had a bit of a slump. We kind of got down where, you know, we're still running about on par with what we were previously, but by this point with rake included, you're probably down slightly. But luckily, we then have a period where we're heading back up, back on track, and we're still doing all right. So this is the period where we really start to cook now. We go from sitting on 35k, but then we have like literally just such a smooth incline all the way up to 150k. And we barely even had like a 10k downswing in this period, like even less than that. So it was such a smooth period running. I think this would have been in June-ish time, I believe. Then we have a bit of a mare period where we're doing okay, not really much changes here. And then boom, another really strong period in the year. So we hit over 200k. And then the next 10,000 hands, we have a period where again we're doing well, but we're actually running bad in this period because we were running above all-in EV for the year, but now as you can see we actually start running slightly below all-in EV. So we obviously had quite a bad period in terms of how we were running there, but you know, it is pretty much on par. I'm not running badly and I'm not running well by this point. And then you can see to finish off across 81,000 hands, we finish up 262,000 pre-rake back, which I'm fairly happy with. Now with this being the high stakes, the rake is absolutely huge. So I do know that my actual profit post-rake was around 120, 130, that sort of region. So I'm still very happy with that, of course, for like pretty much my first year playing high stakes cash games. And then you're getting, you know, 30, 40k rake back. I mean, I get around 30% rate. It depends how well you're doing, but roughly around 30% rake back. So if I'm paying, you know, 150k in rake or whatever, you still get quite a substantial amount in rake back, which is why at these high stakes you don't need a massive win rate. I mean, I would obviously love a huge win rate, and you know, I've definitely got areas in my game which I need to work on. Like, I'm not a crusher at all. There's going to be so many other regs with better graphs than this, but you know, I haven't long been 24 years old, and this is sort of like my first year transitioning into the high stakes cash games, and I hadn't really been playing that much cash before this. So whilst there's areas I need to improve on, I am pretty happy. I would like to point out as well, I was in Bali for 2 months and I was playing on a different GG skin, and I played around, I think, 15, 20k hands. And I know exactly what I deposited on that account, and I know I finished up exactly like 8,000. So in terms of the graph, it wouldn't have made much difference, but again, that would be an extra 20,000 hands-ish. So I mean, I've played roughly 100,000 hands for the year. You know, when you get to 100,000 hands, like, you can start to get a bit of an idea about what your win rate is. And whilst my win rate isn't, you know, up there with some of the best regs, like, I'm still making improvements. There's plenty of areas which I can improve on and hopefully increase that. So yeah, at this stage, I'm fairly happy with how it's gone. And you know, if there was any point where you know, I felt like I was out of my depth, I'm literally playing at, you know, the highest stakes, the hardest games online. Like, there's nothing embarrassing about if I had to drop that. Not that I'm saying I will or think I will. You know, I know a lot of like very strong players which have had to drop down stakes. But yeah, I've been playing for a year now and it's still been going very well. So I hope to just continue things as they are. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the results video. I'll be uploading plenty more of these cash game videos, so make sure you subscribe. Really helps me out because I put a lot of time and effort into editing all these videos, basically for nothing. So yeah, stay tuned and thanks for watching.